Coming into the month of December, I got a really heavy message about enoughness. Hey guys, welcome to the month of December. I hope that is starting off okay for you. I have a special message here for you today, and we're gonna do some confirmation card pulls. I am doing okay, and I just want to jump straight into the message. Opening up the month of December, I had a lot on my mind that I wanted to bring to this platform. Astrologically, we've got a lot going on. Of course, we've got our final new and full moons. We've also got Jupiter that has already returned to Gemini in its retrograde. We're out of Jupiter in Cancer, but maybe we'll talk about that in another video. We've completed our Saturn retrograde for the year. We've also completed our final Mercury retrograde of the year. Yay! The only other big thing that we have going on astrologically is the squares. And we're going to talk about squares in another video. However, if you don't know what squares are and you enjoy my content and you enjoy following along with it, head over to my Facebook page. I have a playlist called Square Biz where you can watch and kind of see what squares are. You can learn about squares in astrology. You can also unpack things in previous timelines or timestamps along your journey. December is really big for squares because we pretty much have a series of squares between Sagittarius and Pisces back to back. We've already crossed the first one, which was on Monday, December 8th. Coming into the month of December, I got a really heavy message about enoughness. I posted an article for the full moon in Taurus. That was our final full moon on December 4th. And that full moon was very interesting. And I wish I could have popped on and did, a little video or something for it. But I was just too busy, like with my own things and just actually being in the present moment, which is something that I highly recommend for you guys. When you experience full moons are not really the time to, I'm not saying you can't do this because we've all done it, especially if you're like a spiritual content creator or whatever, but full moons aren't really the time to come online and talk about stuff or whatever. It's the full moon is really that moment where if you're not present in any other moment, that is the moment where you really want to lock into your life and your journey and really see, okay, what's really going on here. If you spend the full moon trying to unpack the full moon, you're going to miss what the full moon is actually trying to show you, obviously. So because I didn't make any content around the full moon, I was able to really see, whoa, this full moon was really amazing in a dualistic way. And so if you read my article that I posted on all my platforms, because I thought it was just so necessary for as many people as possible to be able to see that piece of content, you would see some of us may be celebrating ourselves, celebrating accomplishments, celebrating just different milestones, different goals, different things that we have encountered and that we've accomplished in this year, but also just up to this point. And then on the flip side, some of us may be purging, some of us may be coming across confusion, which is really just manipulation that you're in denial about. Also, some of us may be coming up against both things. You may be celebrating, you may be facing people who are manipulative, narcissistic, recognizing that some people have one-sided connections with you, purging relationships. You may be doing a lot of stuff while you are also celebrating yourself, celebrating how far you've come, whatever things that you're celebrating, right? The message that came through in that was, at the end, was really this message about enough. Enough is going to save you and me. It's going to save us from constantly chasing. I've been receiving this message really since summer. The first eclipse season in spring, it ended in May. Eclipses only last for a month. So you guys can go look back at my eclipse article or my eclipse video where I really break down the timeline of eclipse season. But 2025 spring eclipse season was the month, the actual eclipses were between March and April. The actual eclipse season, well, it might have started, no, it started earlier than that. It started like late January. So like February, March, April, May. Yeah. But basically what I said in my eclipse content was that by the month of May, you should have been making major breakthroughs in your life. And if you were not, that's okay, because you still had time to make a breakthrough. 2025 was supposed to be a breakthrough year for many people in the collective. But if you made breakthroughs by or in May of 2025, that was kind of like, okay, you're on spirit's time, But whether or not you made it then or you made it later, as long as you made a breakthrough before we step into this 2026 energy, okay? That's all that matters. The point is, in the spiritual world, in the spiritual community, in the spiritual corner of the internet, everybody talks about breakthroughs. Everybody talks about alignment. Everybody talks about manifesting. But a lot of people don't talk about what to do when you get on the other side of that breakthrough, of that manifestation, of alignment, quote unquote. Even I wanted to start making some content about that, because what I realized was that when you make a major breakthrough, when you make a timeline jump, when you step a little bit deeper into your alignment, you're not supposed to be chasing it. You're not supposed to be pressuring yourself. You're not supposed to be beating yourself up. And it's not a race. When we finally get aligned, when we finally get unblocked in any area of our life, when we finally get the manifestation, when we finally get the breakthrough, before we can just sit and ground ourselves in the fact that we actually did it, we're already thinking about the next thing. We're already pressuring ourselves about what can I do next? What's the next step? What's the next thing? What's the next goal? Spirit told me this summer. That's why I said this message really started for me months ago, but it just kind of hit me in the head at this full moon. Spirit told me in the summertime, you need to relax. It wasn't like a you're doing too much type of thing that, my ancestors and guides were telling me. It was more so like, we are so proud of you for where you are, but can you see where you are? Like, do you know where you are? Like, it was more so like a check-in moment, that they wanted me to have with myself. Because like I said, the very thing that I'm talking about is the very mindset that I was in this summer. Was like, okay, I did this, now I need to do this, now I need to do that, now I need to, and it was like, that's how my summer was. It was very much like and that's cool, but it's also exhausting to live a life like that, you know, to be in a mindset like that. And I talked about this in a earlier video. I think it was Flow Over Force, where I said coming into the fall season was really like a wake-up call for me, because I had to move out of that energy. The summer season, it was kind of a transition between different points, you know, different spaces. I went from here to here, right? There's that, you know, upward movement that's happening, and you may be experiencing this too, or you may have been on this same timeline in your journey. And what Spirit is saying is, like, again, you're going from whatever this point is to this point, but as soon as you get here, you ready to jump. Y'all can't even see where my hand is because it's that high. Okay, you ready to jump all the way 10 stories above where you just got. I just posted a short. Spirit says it's gonna come to you in increments. You're not gonna be able to get anywhere if you're not present, and if you're not grounded either. And so I tried to deliver a message over the summer that was very, very prevalent in my ear, you know, from Spirit, from my ancestors, about just being grounded, being centered, being present where you are in what you've already done. And as we are or have arrived to the end of 2025, okay, because we'll talk about that, that message has been elevated to this message of not just being present, not just being grounded, not just being centered, but also recognizing enough. You are enough. You've done enough this year. And so if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out, did you accomplish enough? Did you check all enough boxes this year? Did you do your best? I'm here to tell you that Spirit sees every effort that you've done. And only thing I can tell you, the only measure that you need to look at your year from is, are you in the same place that you were in January 2025 as December 2025? That's going to tell you everything you need to know. If you're in the same place, if you are earning the same amount of money, if you still have the same goals that are unaccomplished, that's going to tell you everything you need to know. If you have accomplished some of those things and more that I just named, you've done enough. Baby, the collective of ancestors want you to know you've done enough. And the month of December is not a month for you to rack your brain and pressure yourself and set new goals and figure out where you're going next. Because I know every year we get to this point, and you know, you're gonna see a lot of messaging that's you know, pressuring you to set new goals and set new intentions and, you know, all of these different things. But really what this time is about is just having a pause, a moment of pause where you can reflect, where you can rejuvenate, where you can remember all that you've done this year, every step, every effort that you put towards your breakthroughs, towards your upward mobility. This is a time for you to relax and celebrate yourself, because whatever it is, you've already done it. And like I said in my very first video that I posted for 2025, what you'll gain from a digital detox, sometimes it's about letting things just sit for a moment so that they can resonate, so that they can produce a result. When we're in a space where We're putting pressure on the universe. We're putting pressure on ourselves. And we just want the next result, the next result, the next result, the next goal, the next milestone, the next breakthrough. We can't even see how blessed we are. We can't even see the mountains that have moved before us. And so I just want to make sure that you're able to really, really be in the right mindset and frequency ending this year. Because everybody, most of the spiritual people, most of the woke content creators and whatever they call themselves, the prophetic speakers and whatnot, they're going to tell you all these things about 2026. And guess what? Yes, I will be giving you 2026 content in 2026 though. Okay? I'm not going to give it to you right now because I really just want you to hear this. You've done enough. You are enough. And your ancestors are so proud of you. They're proud of the way you pushed yourself through obstacles, that you jumped over hurdles. And even if you tripped a little bit, you got up and you still kept going. The reason why you've done enough in 2025 is because the strides that you made this year were bigger. Okay? These weren't steps, they were strides, they were leaps of faith. You went above and beyond what's normal for you. Okay? Don't measure yourself against other people. That's some of our problems. We're looking at other people and what they accomplish in 2025, and we're comparing ourselves to them when your journey was never aligned to be compared to that person. You're on a unique path. How many times I got to say that? Haven't y'all been watching my content? Like, some of y'all been with me for a minute. You should already know your path is unique. So you mean to tell me that at almost 2026, you're still comparing your journey to another? You can't be serious right now. It's so important right now that you guys just let this message sink in. Know that you're enough. Feel that you're enough in every moment going through December. Because again, enough is going to stop you from chasing things that are premature, out of alignment. Not everything that you chasing, all right, is not for you. Sometimes it is for you, but sometimes you're forcing it. And if you just were present and you just actually let yourself feel the moment that you're in, let your body tell you what it needs in this moment. If you had your third eye open and you just allow yourself to imagine, what am I going to do today? If you just open your entire being up to spirit, you'll actually really enjoy the end of this year. Instead of being stressed out, instead of trying to plan for 2026, instead of trying to set intentions for, January 1st. No. This is a moment where you're supposed to be celebrating yourself. You're supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to be rejuvenating. You're supposed to be reflecting. And even some of us may need to go into a little hermit mode. And that's okay if that's what you need to pour into yourself. It's not about getting more right now. It's not about even planning or thinking about more. It's about recognizing what you've already done, where you already are, and seeing that that is enough. So honestly, a topic like this is really a Capricorn-esque subject. This is something that I would this is like a Capricorn type message. And the crazy thing is, like, we have no Capricorn in the sky right now. So This message is it's a little bit ahead of its time, but if you're on Spirit's time, like I said earlier, if you're on Spirit's time, you are on a different time anyway. So this is a message that is very unique. It's a message that's been kind of building since the summertime within my spirit team. It's a message for me, but it's a big collective message that I needed to get out at the top of this month, because you may be have feeling pressured. Maybe that's external pressure, maybe that's internal pressure. And you know what spirit is telling me right now is be careful, guard your gateways, be careful of the content that you're watching that may be influencing you to do all of this planning and goal setting and yada yada yada. What you need to be watching is content that helps you to be present in every single moment leading up to January 1st, okay? Not a minute past that moment. Because guess what? I'm going to be real with you. Spirit already is sending me information about 2026, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. But I'm going to do that at the appropriate time, because if you skip ahead, you're going to miss what's right in front of you. And that's the whole point of this message, babe. That's the whole point. So I'm just going to give you, we're going to do a couple card pulls, okay? These are positive messages, so you don't have to worry. I'm not going to drag you, but it might drag you if you don't feel like you've done enough. It might drag you if you feel like you're not enough. It might drag you if you're chasing things and people at the end of 2025. All right, guys, we got our first cards. Every reason that you are enough. The first card I have, I haven't even looked at the second card. The first card I have is two worlds, two worlds, two worlds, two worlds, two worlds. Okay. Off the bat, every reason you are enough is because you are not just existing in the physical world. You're existing in the spiritual world as well. There's another alternate reality where you are investing into. Okay? You're not just investing into yourself literally by buying things and acquiring materials. You're also investing in yourself spiritually. You're building your confidence. You're building your skill set. You're building your ancestral gifts. You're progressing your lineage, babe. So it's not just about what you did in the physical realm this year. Woo! Okay, it's not just about what you did in the physical realm this year. Somebody needs to hear this. It's about the spiritual, generational legacy creating investments that you made this year. It's about investments you made in your heart, the investments you made freeing your mind. Every reason why you've done enough. That's reason number one. Reason number two, the card's right behind here. Let's unveil it. Okay, without detour in reverse. Without detour upright means don't stop. It means like keep going. So in reverse, I gotta look at that one, because that's a little challenging. Y'all know, look, these reverse cards, some of these cards be challenging me. So here we go. Okay, so the reason why you've done enough without detour in reverse, it says pause and reassess. A different means may get you where you are going. So, did you watch my last video or no? If so, I'm going to link it up here, because you need to go watch that, because I talked about an easier path is opening. So a lot of us, we may want to plan for the future. We may want to set intentions for 2026. We may want to do all these things. And Spirit is like, if you just wait, I got something coming. I got something coming. A door is about about to open, but if you prematurely try to hop to the next step, you're gonna miss it. Spirit is saying a mindful pause. You've done enough this year, and right now, the number two reason why you've done enough is because now it's my turn. That's what Spirit says. It's my turn now. It's my turn now. That's what Spirit is saying. Are you going to let me show you what I can do? Or are you going to keep trying to push and force and grind when I told you back in September or whenever it was I recorded that video to flow over force? Okay, because that's the Spirit message for fall. And moving forward is flow over force. Remember, we got water sign energy. All right, I'm going to see what other cards I can get because I'm really just going with what cards pop out. So if I shuffle the cards a couple times and nothing pops out, I'm moving on because it's not meant to be. All right, so we have 2 reasons why you've done enough. Powerful messages. Let's see if we can get some more reasons why we've done enough in 2025, why we are enough going into 2026. Don't let anyone pressure you. A card flew out. I wish you could see how it flew out. Woo! This is the card that just popped out. Reason number 3 why you are enough ending 2025, why you've done enough in 2025 is because there's something on the way. Okay? And just like in that last message, without detour in reverse, I said Spirit is saying, it's my turn now. Okay, there's a door that's about to open. There's an opportunity on the way. There's a new book opening. Okay? Remember my eclipse message where I said we're closing a book and we're opening another one. Okay, we're about to get in our Harry Potter bag. All right? There's something on the way. And I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what it is for myself. But something is on the way that's going to really, really have a big impact on the trajectory of your life. And so those of us, okay, remember what I said, those of us in the collective who are trying to plan and set goals and intentions prematurely for 2026, they don't know God's plan. They don't know what's in store, and they're trying to prematurely plan all these things and say all these things they want to do and they're going to do and they're going to accomplish. There's something that is really, really awesome on the way for many of us in the collective. If we're willing to wait, if we're willing to have a mindful pause, if we're willing to relax and just celebrate and sit in where we are. Can you do that? Because I feel like sometimes that's the hardest part. Like, I feel like, in spirituality, we're always promoting, like I said, growth and alignment and breakthroughs and healing. And what if the healing, what if the breakthrough, what if the alignment right now is just being still? What if it's just taking a chill pill? What if it's just trusting God? What if it's just believing that the next part of the journey is going to unfold so beautifully and so effortlessly? Yep, this is going to be my final card pull, guys. Okay, final card pull. The reason why we are enough, the reason why we've done enough, ending 2025. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, this is a card that's sticking out when I shuffled. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out and see what it says. All right, I'm going to pull one more card. I'm going to pull 2. Okay, so one just flipped over as I was shuffling. So we're going to end on these. Your spirit guide can lead you, but can't do it for you. Okay, another purple card. All right. Even though this sounds kind of crazy in comparison to the messages that I just gave, saying that it's God's turn now, it's time for your spirit team to show out. Like you've done, have you ever played like chess or checkers or whatever, and it's like you doing your move on the side of the board, but then you have to wait for the other player to do their part. That's kind of the moment that we're in right now. If you're in alignment, if you're where you're supposed to be, if you have cut off manipulators, toxic people, one-sided connections, narcissistic connections, if you have done the hard work that I've been talking about this fall, and if you just invested in yourself this year, it's like you're on that other side of the checker or chessboard. And let's go with chess, not checkers. If you're on the other side of the chessboard, you're waiting for that response, from spirit. And what this says is your spirit guide can lead you, but can't do it for you. Okay, so that's a contradictory message, right? But what I'm really getting from this, y'all know I read cards kind of crazy sometimes. What I'm getting from this is that spirit has already led you. Remember what I said. I think what's important in this card is more so the image and not the message. You've already taken, can you see this? You've already taken that leap. This person is like diving off of a waterfall in the dead of night. So imagine you've taken a leap of faith into the darkness. You don't know what's in this water. You don't know what's out here, but you just went for it. Right? And so what I'm getting from this message is spirit has already led you. You've already done it. And that is another reason why you are enough and you've done enough. The final reason here is to overcome, you first have to climb in reverse. Beautiful message, beautiful image. You've already overcome, you've already climbed. To overcome, you first have to climb. I'm going to turn it around so you can read it for yourself, so you know I'm not lying about the message on the card. To overcome, you first have to climb in reverse. You've already overcome, you've already climbed. You've already had the breakthrough, you've already done the work. Now it's time for you to sit back, relax, and let the results kick in. And yes, there will be more work for you to do in 2026. There will be things to heal and grow through. There will be challenges to face. That comes with every single year of our lives. But just for a moment, you just sit in the work that's already been done.